Hi everybody, it's Galactic Man Larry here again with another Star Wars The Black Series figure review, and today we have in front of us, finally, from Star Wars The Mandalorian, Axe Woves. And with this guy we can finally finish or set together the trio of Bo-Katan, Koska Reeves and Axe Woves. Here's his bio, you can pause it now and read it. And here's his artwork, like some kind of photo illustration or something like that. Yeah, and here we can see the figure with his helmet, his one blaster, and his jetpack. Some legal stuff, warning, all of that, the upper window, tape, more legal stuff, and my cutter just to take him out and see how good he actually is. And there we have our Axe Woves figure out of the packaging, looking great, but they managed to make some screw-ups with this one. I mean, yeah, I don't know what the quality control department at Hasbro does, or if it even exists, because things like this, I mean, that looks great, yeah, but look. Oh, fuck. Exactly now that I wanted this to happen, it didn't. But the thing is, the helmet is just like super loose there. Maybe I did find a sweet spot. I don't know, it's removable. That I love removable helmets, but the thing is, it slides so easily. I think now that it got cold. No, look, that's there. That's what I meant. And let's check that head sculpt, because I think that's spot on. I mean, that looks good at least. It's a good head sculpt. I won't have like a picture of the character to compare, but I remember him looking close to this. But I think I'll mostly be posing this guy. I like my Mandalorian warriors fully equipped. You can see it's like the same body mold as the Dead Watch Mandalorian, just in a different color pattern. And this part in the middle is a new part for this figure, and I really like this belt situation and, I don't know, abdomen pseudo armor or extra padding there. I like that much more than the tiny little theme belt that the Dead Watch Mandalorian has. Actually, let's just bring him in to check that part. He has only this little belt, and this guy has a whole abdomen pad, or however that's called. I like that better in this one. That as it's just a helmet and you don't have a head below, it doesn't fall off. I would love this. I mean, I'm all in for removable helmets, but they have to stay. I mean, this is like you can just, it has no. It needed. I mean, the head needed to be a bit bigger or a bit wider or something. Actually, I mean, it looks good, but at some moments I was like, is the head not a little bit small for that body? Maybe I'm wrong. I think it could be a tiny little bit larger, and that would have fixed this problem. If you have him standing there, you will find a pose, and I think you'll be able to keep it there. Yeah, but it's a shame that the helmet falls off so easily. You can see the backpack is the same as with the Dead Watch Mandalorian. Same situation as with many figures, a peg and a couple of tabs there. These things they can move, but they are so frozen. I heated this thing a couple of times, and they were moving. One was moving, the other one was still frozen. I will leave it there for now. I won't be heating it like 20 more times. And yeah, they mostly, in my case, they just stand in a position. I display the figures. I'm not like playing with them, or I'm currently making no photography. He comes with the helmet that we already saw, but let's check the details. It has a nice scuffing, a metallic scuffing around the T-visor. He has his like gray ring with some weathering there also, like on the paint applications. He even has, I don't know if that's intended or it's just an accident, that he even has some details on the Pathfinder or Viewfinder. Pathfinder, I think. But it has some scuffing there as well. If it was intended or accidentally, I actually find it cool to have some metallic scuffing there. Yeah, otherwise I think it's the same helmet used for the Boba Fett, just without the dent, for the Cobb Vanth figure, and maybe for the this guy, the throne room Boba Fett. But I mean, no dent, because that's specific of the Boba Fett armor. I mean, he could have maybe a similar dent or another dent, but not the exact same one. That's Boba Fett. Now he comes with I always forget the name of the guns and all of that, but this very specific Mandalorian weapon that Bo-Katan, Cosca Reeves, and who else comes with, like the Dead Watch Mandalorian, and every like regular Mandalorian from Mandalore, not dwelling around, comes with. So he has like a almost black or gunmetal, very dark gray with some silver paint applications. I like that color scheme. Now let's check the articulation. This guy, I mean, the neck is on a ball joint to the torso. It moves nicely, and the head is on a dumbbell joint to the neck. So you have all kinds of movement. That's great. With the helmet also, you have all the expression. That won't be a problem, and he can totally look up. And with the loose helmet situation, you can of course even do things like this for your photography, where from the front it all looks okay, but from the side it would be an illegal position. Anyway, you have of course the tabs and the peg holes here. That's a soft overlay, just like with the Death Watch and many other Star Wars Black Series armored characters, Boba Fett and all of them. He has butterfly joints. I don't know if when I did my Death Watch Mandalorian review, I think I didn't. I don't know if I went through this. It has some butterfly there. Of course, it was frozen. I needed to heat it with hot water. I'm not focusing there. And of course, he has the floaty shoulder armor, so it's like it gets in the way, but you have a little bit of movement. It got cold already, and maybe it's not moving much, but you can always hit that, even if that's a nuisance, a pain in the butt. But it's there. It always when cold. You will, if you move things too much, you might snap something. It's always better that you hit the figure if something is stiff. But there is some butterfly joint situation going on there, a bit limited, but yeah, it's something. He has, I mean, the arms can go, of course, all the that's something you shouldn't do like that. The arms can go all the way around, and the pad is a floaty piece that should go all the way around as well, but I have to be careful not to snap it. Actually, I see the plastic there for the torso. I don't know if you can see, there's like a clearance there there you can see it for the armor here, yeah? And it has a limit, so maybe if you move the arm all the way around, which actually is not natural to do, I would say, but yeah, you just have to be careful that this thing won't go all the way around, or maybe you can force it, but you could just slice it against the hard plastic. The arms have nothing at the bicep. You have slightly over 90 degrees of elbow, just very slightly over 90 degrees. You have your swivel there, your side action. You have a swivel at the gauntlets or the bracelets, these Mandalorian armor parts. You have the hands, it's frozen again, that can go all the way around. Well, it's moving, but I won't. This can go all the way around and go in and out. This can go all the way around. Again, it's frozen, but and this is the vertical one. So it's good to have at least one of each hand situation. This one vertical, this one in and out. He has a diaphragm joint that can bend backwards that far, bend forward just a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit, just minimal forward. That's a bit sad. You have a nice tilt to the sides, and there you can turn maybe all the way around. I won't do all the way around now, but that's your turn. And who turns all the way around there anyway? But now, nothing at the waist. you have this thing which is a floaty piece, and it's also together with the holster, same as with the Dead Watch Mandalorian. The legs can do that much splits. Not terrible, could be more, yes, but it's okay maybe for this kind of character. He's no I think that's also still better than the 20 years Captain America. The legs can't really go backwards because he has a the rear sculpt. You can turn at the thigh. I mean, the thigh cut is there. You have almost 90 degrees of kicking forward, almost, even if you turn the thing a little bit. Actually, you can get to 90 degrees if you get the armor a bit out of the way. You have 90 degrees knee bend, slightly over 90, I would say. It's like 90. And there you have adjustment for your leg. Nothing at the boot. The feet can go backwards that far. Forwards a little bit, yeah. You might have to force it a bit over the sculpt. And a decent, not the best ankle rocker. It's a very weird angle, but it's there and it always helps. Better than if it had none. So, for size comparisons, there we have Axe Woves next to Cobb Vanth, Dark Trooper, and a couple of Stormtroopers. Next to Cara Dune, Fennec Shand, Ahsoka Tano, and the Death Watch Mandalorian. Next to the Return of the Jedi Deluxe Boba Fett, the Throne Room Deluxe Boba Fett, and Din Djarin. And of course, next to Bo-Katan and Koska Reeves, which makes this little trio or squad from the, I think, 3rd episode of Mandalorian Season 2. And that's it for this review. I think it's a great looking figure. The head sculpt is cool. The only thing that really annoys me is that helmet being that loose. That's a terrible quality control from Hasbro's part. I mean, why? If they do a removable helmet, why should it be so loose, and why should be fixing the problem however we do if we want to, they should just give us the things. I mean, this helmet, if I remember right, is not that loose. It fits, it sits there. This one, it's floating there, just yeah. It's a shame, but it's what we got, sadly. Anyway, still a good looking figure again, and the articulation and all of that is there. Just not, could have more like a crunch going forward, like in the diaphragm or something that he could bend forward a bit better. But yeah, figures always have like things that could be better. If you want to have this little trio, of course you will have to get him. It's your decision. When the prices went up, and it's yeah, it's not acceptable, but it's what we have to deal with. So decide for yourself, of course. Please leave a like, share, and subscribe. And take care. I will see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao, ciao.